So guys, we going over Back to the Future, the movie, not the awful video game. No. We can't talk about that. The LJN game. That game was just completely awful. But we talk about that movie, Back to the Future. The movie, not the game. I could do a bad games review on the game, not the Telltale one, the LJN one that everybody knows about. Back to the Future is what has basically a movie where these guys go to the future. And it got 2 sequels, an animated series, a theme park, and several video games. One of them being made by LGN. Basically, we'll be going over the spoilers now. In 1985, Hill Valley, California, teenager Marty and his girlfriend were chastised by 2 principals for weakness, which is something that his father used to be chastised for, and rejected for being too wild. At home, Marty's father George is being bullied by some other guy, while his mother is overweight, depressed, and alcoholic. Lorraine recalls how she met her father, George, when her father hit him with his cow. Marty is invited by his friend, the doctor, I just call him the doctor, to meet him with the parking lot in early hours. They made a time machine and plutonium stolen from terrorists to terrorists. They set the time. Terrorists attack the good guys. Marty escapes and inadvertently activates the time machine. Marty finds himself in 1995 with not enough plutonium to return. He encounters a terrified George who is bullied by his classmates. After Marty saves George on an oncoming star cow, he is knocked unconscious and awakens himself to find himself tended by Lorraine, who's infatuated with him. Even though it's her son, but he doesn't know that because he never tells her. And of course, you're not supposed to tell her because it messes up the timeline. That's the whole point of this movie. Marty tracks down Doc's younger self for help with no plutonium. Doc explains the only way to get the necessary 1.21 gigawatts of electricity for the time machine is a bolt of lightning. Marty shows Doc a flyer from the future that recounts a lightning strike in the town schoolhouse due to coming Saturday night. Doc instructs Marty not to leave his house or interact with anyone. He could inadvertently alter the future. Because of this, Doc refuses to heed words about Marty about his death in 1985. When he realized that he had prevented his parents from meeting, Doc warns Marty that he must find a way to introduce George to Lorraine, or he'll be erased from existence. Doc formulates a plan to harness his power of lightning. Meanwhile, Marty says about introducing his parents. After Lorraine asks Marty about the school dance, Marty connects a plan that he'll free from inappropriate advances from Lorraine, allowing George to rescue her. The plan goes awry when a drunken Biff attempts to force himself on Lorraine. George and Wayne knocks out bad guy, and Lorraine follows him to the dance floor. They kiss while Marty performs to the band. After this, storm arrives. Marty returns to the clock tower, and lightning strikes, and they go back to time. The Doc has survived his shooting and worsens to Marty's void and ward of bulletproof vest. Doc takes Marty home and departs to the future. Marty awakens next morning to find George's successful offer. Lorraine is fit and happy, and Biff is an obsequious autopilot. Marty reunites with Jennifer, and Warren appeals to the Doc, seeking to accompany him to 2015 and resolve a problem with the future children. The trio go to the future. The end. The film was really funny and very good. The film basically is supposed to teach you the consequences of time travel. Time travel is a very varied subject among scientists, as we don't know what happened in time travel. Dragon Ball Z just creates another timeline, but in Back to the Future, if you go back in time, it unaffectedly affects the past and the future. No, it affects the future and what happens in the future. So basically, if Back to the Future, if I basically went back and basically got rid of Hitler, there will be no more World War II, and history will be entirely different. Or if I made the Civil War never happened, the future will be entirely different from that as well. But basically, Back to the Future is a good movie, and it's a very, very funny movie. It has a good story. So basically, if you haven't seen this movie, and of course there are spoilers in this review, you should watch it. And of course, if you're watching this, you will have already seen the movie. And basically, Back to the Future is another 80s classic that really, we need more movies like this area and other games that came out in 70s and 80s, because all this innovation in Hollywood is basically what we need now. We need innovation. Back to the Future is one of the most inventive and probably one of the funnest movies ever made. Probably I would put in my top 20 favorite movies.